Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we will be covering Vanity Fair's covers and how they are constructed, in other words their house style. In case you aren't familiar with the term house style, it is a preferred manner in which a company chooses to present their materials layout. Alright, well let me stop rambling and let's get into this presentation. First thing that caught my attention, that may have well have caught yours too, is the masthead. This particular issue, which is Vanity Fair's most recent issue, has a large, bold, and red masthead. The red color of this masthead makes a large contrast to the rest of the colors in the magazine. In reference to placement of said masthead, it is in the top middle of the magazine. In case you were wondering why so many magazines have the same masthead placement, it is a good placement to have when you want your magazine to be easily distinguishable amongst other magazines. Doubling back on the color of the masthead, it is harsh against the rest of the colors within the cover, but its harshness helps bring the magazine together. Overall, the thought put into this masthead helps it attract the viewer's attention, stand out amongst other magazines, as well as create a visually appealing and tastefully contrasting magazine. By the way, this issue did not contain a strapline. It seems like a common theme for Vanity Fair to not include them in their covers. Now, for the image, I noticed a couple of things. First off, the image shows the model on the cover from head to toe, being a long shot. The image also contains a mise-en-scène aspect of high-key lighting. Another aspect that I noticed, even though it isn't as noticeable, is the colors within the image, for the most part, resemble a primary color scheme. The ground has hints of yellow, as well as the model's hair, which is blonde. The sky and water of the ocean behind the model are a nice shade of blue, so similar that they could almost blend together. Of course, we have that electric red font, which, as I mentioned earlier, brings everything together. For this slide, I want to tell you what an anchorage is. If you don't already know, an anchorage is something set in place to explain the image. So, in reference to this image on the cover, the anchorage is describing the actress's success in the industry. By the way, the model on this cover is an actress by the name of Elle Fanning who has been gaining popularity in the industry for the past few years. Now, anchorage placement is simply where you place the anchorage. In this specific case, it is placed to the right of the model. This, again, explains why this model was chosen for this issue cover, as well as giving you a little bit of insight on what will be covered on her within the magazine. Why are barcodes important for magazines and their companies? Barcodes are able to identify the sale of one magazine. Every issue of a certain magazine of a publishing company that is available for sale contains the same 12-digit UPC code. Due to this, the only thing that can differ one issue from another of the same magazine is the barcode. The barcode placement is typically on the bottom left or right of a magazine, but can sometimes be found on the back bottom corners of the magazine. Now, in the case of the issue information, referring to the month and year of the issue specifically, can be found on top of a barcode for this issue. Again, this is a common theme for Vanity Fair issues. Vanity Fair, similar to many other magazines that target an older, more mature audience, use primarily serif font. You may be wondering, what's so special about serif font? And to that, I do have an answer. You see, serif font exudes sophistication. That is why so many magazines with an older demographic use them. Font hierarchy is a relatively new term for me. For those who don't happen to know what it is, it essentially tells people where to look, as well as telling the reader what is the most important on a page. An example of this is a masthead. Viewers tend to look at the masthead first, as it is the largest print on the cover and the most alluring. Font weight is what defines thickness or thinness of a font. Font weight tends to range from 100 to 900. Vanity Fair's cover possesses many different font weights. The different font weights create the effect of importance. Certain fonts are thicker to emphasize the more important information to the readers. Font color on this issue cover happened to be very simple. The only color of font is black and red. Now, no one ever said that simple is bad. In this case, simple benefits the cover as it isn't overpowering it. The diction or choice of words being used on the cover are that of adoration and admiration. This is made very clear by the author's choice of words, those being "long may she reign," almost as if the author considers the actress as royalty. There is no direct appeal on this cover issue, since there are no signs of personal pronouns such as you or we. There is no instance of the author trying to communicate with the reader, therefore there is no direct appeal. There is no pathos, as there is no sign of sadness, or ethos, as there is no characteristic of culture, era, or beliefs demonstrated on the cover. However, logos is demonstrated on the cover, as there is evident persuasive appeal to the audience and their logic. In case you don't know what puffer promises are, it is to direct the reader to do something in order for the reader to receive something in return. Well, this concludes my presentation. I hope you may have learned something new or perhaps found something interesting. May we meet again. Take care.